No one believes life is better now than it was in 2010. We're in 2026. It's 16 years later. No one looks at life now and says it's better. Look at 2010. People are out. They're in bars. They're in restaurants. They're going out. They're celebrating things. They have vibrant social experience than they're having now. They haven't been fully sucked into phones. You know, the country, though divided on many key issues, is not in a constant state of war with each other. People aren't quite addicted to rage yet. Social media hasn't programmed our minds. We can still watch a movie. We can still read a book. We still have an attention span. People can still go on a date and talk to a woman. They don't have to goon for 8 hours in their room and then read about Hitler. So nobody looks at 2010 and goes, whoa, that time sucked. Nobody looks at any of these. You didn't have fucking AI videos of fucking cats. None of this is good anymore. None of these advancements make anyone's life better. I mean, what are we talking about? Like, now we have pictures on the food delivery apps? None of this makes anything any better, truly. You're more isolated now. You're more alone now. You have less hope than you had. We're in multiple wars, but none of it seems better. Nobody looks back on 2010 and goes, what a fucking nightmare. Again, 16 years ago. It was better after 9/11. You had more fun in this country after 9/11 than you are having right now. It's true. You had more fun after 9/11 than you are having right now. Right now is one of the bleakest periods that I've ever lived through. And it's the most technologically advanced time that we have. The things that you can do technologically now are beyond anything that has ever been done in history. But in order to enjoy it, you have to be a sociopath. In order to enjoy our time, you have to be a sociopath. You have to be unbothered by seeing a 2-year-old that Israel lit on fire running around, and you have to swipe without thinking about it and go right to DoorDash and order Thai food. You have to be a sociopath. There's no way to truly enjoy that. You have to be a psychopath. You have to wake up and kind of ignore the news and say, I'm starting a business. Let's go. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that because people need to be productive, but we are all being trained to be sociopaths. That's the way. I mean, we've just spent the last 2 months interviewing a kid who smashes the bones in his face with a hammer, who's on meth. And we've spent the last 2 months interviewing him and going, what's your secret? What's your secret? You inject things into yourself every day? Nobody thinks that life is better than Beverly Hills 90210. Nobody thinks that life is better than piling a bunch of your friends into a car and going to a school and going to a prom and having fun and going to the beach and taking shrooms. Nobody thinks this life is better. Nobody prefers living in a cold, white apartment in Miami and snorting Adderall, going to the club every night, having a bunch of fake friends, trying to drive a Lamborghini and filming yourself in it. No one thinks that's a preferable life to living in a brick Tudor-style house with a dog and a family and a deli you walk to and a Christmas tree lighting. No one thinks that's better. No one honestly thinks any of that is better. No one thinks it's better to sit around front row at Fashion Week or aspire to be one of these, whatever, like, girl boss, CEO types. No one thinks that's better than having genuine connections in your life, family, friends, whatever. I'm not saying women shouldn't work. I'm saying nobody thinks it's better. The emptiness of climbing the corporate ladder, the emptiness of centering these aspirations as the only things in your life, no one finds this society and culture to be better than it was 20 years ago. Nobody. Find me one motherfucker. Find me one person who will literally, and not a psychopath, not someone selling online classes, okay? Not a finance YouTuber. I'm talking about a human fucking being. Like a real motherfucking person. Tell me one person who thinks this is preferable to the way that we used to live. Tell me one human being that really believes that thinks it's great that you work till 40 so you can own your first house. You work 40 years of your life. You take out $250,000 of loans to go to a school. You graduate, you try to find a job, you cobble together a couple of things, you move to a city, you live in an apartment with a couple of friends, you wander from bar to bar to hook up to try to connect with a human being. You're constantly trying to climb ladders and have more and more money and more things. You want more status. You want people to recognize you as something. You want to break away from the fucking normie mainstream. You grab a hammer, you smash the bones in your face. You want to go to Miami. There's no taxes in Miami. You want to live a certain type of life that you see on Instagram, and the pressures to do that eventually wear you down, and then you're taking pills to just get up in the morning and walk out of your house. No one thinks that's a better life than the Gilmore Girls life. Living in an old house that you fix up with a dog and some friends and a community and a couple of nice restaurants and a town and some weird family dinners and human experiences and involvement. Like, everything's a global hellscape now. We're all going to live in mega cities, or we're all going to be on apps, and everybody's the only thing that young professionals can talk about now is where they go on vacation, because they have no lives. They have no fucking life. You got to go to Thailand. We went to Thailand. It was amazing. Can you tell her about Thailand? Mark, tell her about Thailand. He didn't want to go to Thailand. You know, it's a long flight. But we went, and it was so amazing. The food is amazing. We were worried because I kind of have a sensitive stomach. I'm not really gluten sensitive, but I'm kind of in the middle. I'm one of those things, you know? But I'm just telling you, Thailand was amazing. But you have to spend 2 weeks. You have to spend 2 weeks. You see these temples. It's amazing. Oh, my God. I didn't put my camera phone down. I didn't put it down for a minute. I didn't put my phone down for a minute because I was taking all these photos, and Mark got mad. He's like, take it in. I'm like, I am taking it in, but I also have to record it. So we're not going back to Thailand. I mean, it's so far. But we'd actually really love to. Like, if we struck it big, like if he sold an app or something, I think we'd buy something in Thailand. It would be so amazing. Oh, my God. It's so, you have to go to, that's all people tell you. All they tell you, they talk, you got to go to Italy. Got to go to Thailand. You got to go here. You got to go there. You know why? They don't have lives. And none of these people have lives. They all join Zero Bond. They join all these clubs in New York City. They sit around. They talk about who's rich. They talk about who's richer. They talk about who's richest. They don't have any lives. They go to Greece. They go here. They go to St. Barts. They go to that. You know, and then there's all these different versions of that and all these other cities and some of the destinations. You know, I'm talking about the high-end ones because I live in New York, whatever. Partially sometimes. Not always here. I'm in Dubai, tax-wise. There's no lives, so that's all they talk about. Go out. Hear what people are talking about. They talk about vacation. I'm telling you. It's like absurd. It's like insane. Go anywhere and listen to what people are talking about. All they talk about is where they want to go. It's all they talk about is where they want to go. None of them have any lives. These people don't have any lives. They just have photos in places they don't live. That's all they have because all they are, they're just on a ladder, and nobody thinks that's bad. My grandmother went to like 2 places. She went to the Galapagos Islands. She saw there was a fucking native revolt. She saw some fucking not anacondas, iguanas. She saw some iguanas. They spit at you on the rocks. She went there. You know, she went to the Badlands National Park. She went on a cruise through the Panama Canal. She went to Hawaii. She didn't go. She never toured Europe. And when she died at 80, there was 100 people at her funeral because she lived in the same town for 50 years and had made an impact on a bunch of people's lives. I don't care that you went to Anguilla, you fucking scumbag. You are nothing. You are zero. You have a meaningless life. It's unbelievably meaningless. You don't even understand how meaningless it is. I couldn't explain to you how meaningless your life is if I had all the days in history. And that's not meant as an insult. I know it sounds like an insult, but it is not. I feel bad for you. And it's not your fault either. It is the culture that we have made you believe is essential. No one thinks this is better. No one thinks this is preferable. Nobody thinks this is good. We are just all doing it because there seems to be nothing else to do. And we are being fed like lambs to the slaughter. We are going to be fed into the wood chipper. And when all these jobs go away, when all your meaningless crap office job goes away and you can't go take a photo of yourself wherever the hell you're going, and you can't take a photo of the fucking restaurant that no one can get into, this whole city that I'm in right now has descended into hell. All of these normies are just running around from the corner store to the fucking 1986 to all these restaurants, and the whole goal of their life is to tell someone they got a table at a restaurant on a Saturday night. I'm telling you right now, I couldn't describe how meaningless this has become. In the 90s, when I lived here, when I would come in here, I didn't live here, I was in Long Island. My parents would bring me in and I would go on auditions as an actor. And there were these little black box theaters under these restaurants in the West Village. And people would put on these plays about getting molested and then they would kill themselves. Do you understand what a great city we lost? Like truly? Like actually? There was this woman, my mother's friend. My mother's friend did a play. She wrote a whole play about being molested by her father. And then her father came to see the play. And it's about him molesting his daughter. And at the end of the play, my mother said to this man, "What did you think of it?" And he said, "It was a little long." Do you understand the city that we lost? People were trying to survive through art. There was always people trying to make a shitload of money. We get it. It's New York. We get it. But, restaurants used to be cool. I'm sorry I'm old now. I'm 41 and I'm old. And you all say I'm fucking old. And that's okay. It doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, whatever has been created, whatever the American culture is now, no one thinks it is superior